Hello everyone, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. So previously, Apollo and Trucy were able to get inside the Maractus clinic, and there was a lot of interesting evidence in there, which leads me to believe that Alita Tiala orchestrated all of this, and she has framed her fiancé Waki for the murder. And the reason why? Probably to get control of the Kitaki crime family, or at least just get a bunch of money. There are a few lingering mysteries, though, mostly about why the bullet was fired into the opened safe, but I suppose we'll find that out in due time. So, yeah, I think I got most of this case figured out. There's just a few mysteries left. So let's begin. This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Oh, Apollo. Oh? What time did you wake up? 3 a.m.? That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. And the amazing Mr. Hat. Here's looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo? Who's that? That voice. Oh, he showed up. Hey, got any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun. Isn't that supposed to be Indochina? Why is there an E? Daddy, do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today? Take a guess. How about Little Plum? That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope, guess again. Wow. I can't tell if that's a compliment or an insult. That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy. It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy. Tugging at my wait, what's the hell the word for the top of your shirt? Lapel? No. Well, I'm tugging at whatever my neck hole is for my shirt. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancée. She's going to be a witness? But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé? Why indeed? You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there. Please don't. June 17th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. No gavel? Well, okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Waki Kitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house. Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party, guilty of panty snatching, we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant. Correct, Air Judge. And today I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon. The preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. to his betrothed. His betrothed? His fiancée, Air Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole. Oh, that's a good line. Very well. You may show the, lucky lady to the stand. Yeah, I believe Alita got the pistol from the Kitaki armory. And she put a walkie up to it. Well, no. She had the gun. Waki had his knife. I believe Alita was inside the noodle cart. She first fired one bullet inside the safe at the Maractus clinic. And then her second bullet was fired from inside the stand, and it killed Dr. Maractus. Your name and occupation, Fraulein? Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife. Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded underwater. What tradition is that? Yet you're here today as a witness for the prosecution. To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first. But I couldn't hide the truth. Honesty, another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that, on the day of the crime, the defendant, Waki Kitaki, confessed his plans? His plans for murder? Yes. The witness will please give her testimony to the court. Waki's plan. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Waki found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it. So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family, then? Yes. With regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Waki's plan? It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Let's take this bit by bit. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. That was the day of the murder, correct? Yes. Everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Waki looked at his face went so pale. But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So, you were there at the time? Yes. Poor Waki. When Waki found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. That must have been, quite frightening. He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds. Lies? Incidentally, I had to request another copy to file as evidence. A bothersome chore, but one I performed without complaint. Waki's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, a little bit of instability is so cute. Great, now he sounds like a psychopath. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. Do you suppose this is Alita's tell? The hand over the chest? Also, I just noticed that she has green fingernails. That is a neat detail. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house? Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. But Waki's a special case, being the next in line. Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah? Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone. What? Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that that Waki had access to a pistol. And you already know what happened that night. What happened? Meaning the murder. I tried to stop him, I really did. Okay. It has to be the hand. The hand is the tell. It has to be. But Waki wouldn't listen. Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems. The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it. How can you say that for certain? How? Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Waki, was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So, how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah? That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? I could say there was another, but how do I prove it right here and now? Is it really as simple as just pointing out that, no, Waki was using his knife, not a gun, so it had to be someone else? Out of everything we've cross-examined so far, this does seem like the biggest lead. I can't think of anything to show contradicting evidence on. Or perhaps do we show that the pistol was fired twice? I kind of want to show... We'll give it a moment. It had to be Waki. Let's leave it at that. I'm sure there was another person who could have used that pistol. I just can't think of who. Of course, he was the only one with access. Uh-oh, this is bad if I leave it like this. You may continue with the cross-examination. Was there really no one else with access to that pistol? Someone else with family ties? Okay, maybe I... Wait, are we really gonna go out the gate swinging? Do we just implicate Tiala immediately right there? Poor Miss Tiala, I can't imagine what it would be like to be in her position. Okay. Trucy, you may as well be holding up a red neon sign. would she testify against him like this? To cover up her own. Okay. Fine. So we implicate Tiala, say that she could have gotten the pistol and fired it, and I suppose we'll have to work backwards from there. We have to prove it afterwards. There was another with access. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was. I mean, it could be Plum, but she has no motive. Maybe this is how we get Plum on the witness stand, but I can't think of anything meaningful she would add. She has no relation to the park that night. Well, if I said Plum, I'd be barking at the wrong tree. We're here to take down the real murderer, Alita. That's who I firmly believe is the murderer, so... Winfred had access too. Yeah, let's go with Alita. Well, of course, I mean you, Miss Tiala. Me? But why? You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? Did you just see her shoes? I just saw her shoes. They're a match for what was left at the clinic. I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this... It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and for supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder. I'd hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside the safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. That would be Waukie's chart. Signed by Nurse Alita Tiala. That looks like a medical chart. Found inside a safe at the Maractus Clinic. I like to draw the court's attention to the names written in the chart. What? Miss Tiala? Whatever. Why is your name on this chart? Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that? Wow, she's become a different person. Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim. And I don't. Now. I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess you're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws at all, and...
There's no connection now. Doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Kitakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves a witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
Alita's sandals? These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals. I'm so sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you. Whoa, Clavier, what are you doing here? Well, what's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints? A simple analysis of those sandals will reveal all. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story.
Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder. Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well, the witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day?
She's probably going to say that she was trying to warn Dr. Maractus. I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend. Alita, we have a smoking gun, quite literally.
By mistake, you mean? The mistake we heard about from the defendant. The botched operation.
He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
Oh, what's that, prosecutor?
If I have to guess, it's that after Pal Maractus was warned, why would he go out with a noodle cart into the park? Nope, not that. Okay. The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals home too.
Wait, not your own shoes? Just... I'm picturing the judge wearing those. So, why were the sandals left behind? Ack! He pointed out the contradiction before me. There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake. Ooh. He just gave her an out. Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead? Oh, what the? No fair. He's filling in the holes in her testimony.
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
Okay, well, we all know Tiala wore the green slippers, green slippers out of there. But an obvious contradiction is here. If Alita had a spare pair of shoes left there that belonged to her, why wouldn't she take both pairs with her? I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. Around what time did you go to the clinic? I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think. And that was the first time you had contacted Dr. Maractus in half a year? Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with.
So why did you go to the clinic that day?
I went to warn him after I knew Waki had the pistol. After all, I knew Waki had the pistol. Did you want Dr. Maractus to run away? Well, after I failed to stop Waki, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem. Couldn't you have called? Why go in person? I called several times that evening, but no one was in. The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember? Oh, right, he did run over Phoenix. This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah? I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure. Knowing the doctor. The doctor always was a timid man. Too timid to admit his own mistake. You mean the act of malpractice on Waki, correct? If he had just told Waki the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
True, that operation was the start of this whole affair.
Oh, of course, if he told him, he might have been erased by the Kitakis much earlier.
A disturbing thought.
We know that the Maractus Clinic had ties to the Kitaki family. He probably couldn't have gone to the police, even if he wanted to. That's why I knew I had to warn him. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. No dark secrets, eh? What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice. You won't find a thing. She's hiding something. I know it. I must have some evidence that proves it, too. You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend. But then you'd be betraying Waki, wouldn't you? No, I did for him, for us. She went to warn him so that her fiancé would not have to commit such crime, yeah? I didn't want them to take my Waki away. There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him. Do you know why she went, Apollo? Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic. And fast. Okay. I think that we show off the bullet. Squash from impact with the back of the safe. So which one of these do we show the bullet on? Want to warn him? Waki had the pistol. Is this where we show the bullet? Maybe. That's a strong candidate. Always was a timid man, too intimidated is a mistake. Yeah, that's true. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. Do you think it's this? I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend. I'm not hiding any dark secrets. Is there any evidence that proves otherwise? Do we show the slippers here? No. But you know what secret was hidden? The bullet. Which one do we do this on? Okay, it has to be the bullet. I knew Waki had the pistol. Well, this is a flat-out lie right here. I'm putting the bullet on this one. Really? That's not it. Crap. Think things through. I was thinking it through. Just touchy is all. Maybe you were after the chart? Maybe. Maybe you wanted to get this to hide the fact that you knew? That could be one. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's too soon for the bullet. Objection! Okay, good. Okay. Well, the judge was right. I didn't think things through, did I? Huh. This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office. Yes? Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. Maractus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad Herr Doctor. And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Waki's failed operation. Oh, right, that's so obvious. Oh man, if the Katakis found out, they'd realize Tiala never ever told them. And she'd be in deep trouble with them. 6 feet deep. Interesting. You are in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents. This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly. Too bad, little attorney. Ooh. Hey. My bracelet's reacting again. What is it, Apollo? I felt my bracelet vibrate just now. Your bracelet? Just like yesterday. Like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Huh? Then what's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it. Oh, what has to be it? Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony. But we don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, then, what do we do? You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses. And it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Her right fist is being covered by her palm. Let's give this a shot. Let's have a look. She's moving the ring!
Gotcha!
Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It was quite clear, Miss Tiala. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What? She was unsure. I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Huh? Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now. I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. Waki's checkup report. Results from a checkup performed in June. Waki got the news, and he was going after the Maractus Clinic. A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Kitakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this? Huh? Oh, nothing. Why should I think anything? Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself. Because you were afraid. You knew what Rocky's chest x-ray would reveal. Herc. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. Eek! That's all, Your Honor.
What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying?
I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. I like Clavier. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Maractus Clinic. But her connection was deep indeed. A bit too deep. If the Kitakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala? You guessed it.
Order! Order!
I did it. I broke her testimony. Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait.
Miss Tiala?
It's true, that chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about Waki and went home.
It appears this cross-examination is far from over.
What? She hid the truth from us, this is clear, yet it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand.
Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination.
I was so close. You're still close? Keep on her, Apollo. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left.
Did you now?
How did Dr. Maractus respond to the warning? Oh, he was quite surprised. Panicky, even. Who wouldn't be scared to learn a Kitaki was after them?
Incidentally, this court is not afraid of any mobsters. Why, we had a life-threatening situation just yesterday right here in this courtroom.
Yeah, real impressive the way you stood up to the attack of the amazing Mr. Hat, sir. After which, I carried you back to your chambers. Sounds like the judge had quite a fright. Nothing happened in the Dr. Maractus' office that day, huh? But what about the mess we found? Something definitely happened in that office, Apollo. I know. But we can't prove when it happened. Nor that Alita Tiala was in any way involved. Well, let's try putting some evidence up anyway. There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him. Do you know why she went to Polo? Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic. And fast. So either the lamp or the bullet. Let's get back to that, addendumnid, testimony. You warned him and left. But what about the lamp? Or the bullet? Well, the bullet could be explained away as saying, like, the safe was closed the entire time. I couldn't fire a gun into that. But the lamp, however... a broken bulb and red stain on the cord. Well, it's as Apollo and Trucy said. It's not about proving her wrong, it's just about throwing evidence out there. Objection! Oh! Okay, so maybe it is the bullet then.
You don't sound very sure, Mr. Justice. Objection overruled.
I think that won me any points with the judge. Present. Bullet. Okay. God. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this. What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually. This bullet was found in the Maractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala. Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic. But this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that far. But there was a problem. How can you say that the bullet was fired on that day? Weren't you the one who explained the rifling marks to us? Oh yeah. The pistol was taken from the Kitaki mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder. Not bad, Air Forehead.
Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately.
"30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical.
Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position?
The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day. And at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart.
Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe?
Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala.
Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness?
Alita Tiala knew about Waki Kitaki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him, and then the bullet finally reached its destination?
What?
That reminds me. Apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious. So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune?
Oh! What's Waki? Okay. You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Huh? Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. I think you mean accuse. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot that doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too, there in that park. Well, Waki, just cool down a sec. You keep your hands off my Alita, or I'll...
Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've laughed so hard. Something funny? Waki, wake up and smell reality. Alita, baby? The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Alita? Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fraulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So, The family fortune is what you're really after. That's right. I wanted the money. No way, that's whack. I ain't trying to hear that. Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Who, me? I believe you said you were going to abuse me?
Accuse.
Of what crime, might I ask?
Huh?
Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired into the safe after I'd already left the clinic.
What?
I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat.
Oh, wait, but...
What are you talking about?
Trucy?
You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol, now did I? Well, you could have taken walkies. You'd think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard from him say is, it was me, I shot him.
Objection! That's only because he's trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. But the two of you are forgetting one critical point.
What point?
Certainly the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assumed she threatened the doctor in opening that safe, but then... Wouldn't she have taken the chart?
Oh!
You see... That chart wouldn't have been left in that safe.
Ack!
He's right. Miss Tiala.
Yes?
It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day.
Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime.
The Maractus Clinic 2. Okay, look, as much as I would like to carry things on, we're really close to the end and things might snowball quite a bit from there. And if we progress just a little bit more and contradict Tiala here, the snowball might have too much steam and I'd be tempted to keep going, but we'll cut things off right here. So... The break-in. Just before Apollo and Trucy entered the clinic office, there was an attempted break-in. Someone had entered the safe codes halfway. I think that was Alita Tiala trying to cover her tracks. She was trying to get the chart out of that office. So why would she pass it up the first night? She held Maractus at gunpoint, ordered him to open the safe. It must have been to get something else. But what? Maybe something that tied Maractus to Eldoon? Eldoon and Maractus have history. Maybe there was something of Eldoon's in there. Like some sort of key that unlocks some security on the noodle cart? Like maybe the cart was... maybe the cart was... locked down? With like a bike lock, and Maractus had like a spare key and they needed that for the... No, that's just baseless conjecture. Maractus and Eldoon had history, but not good history. So... I think the only way this fits is if there was something Tiala needed from the safe that wasn't the chart, and she came back a following day to try and get it. To get the chart, I mean. But on that night they needed something else, but what could that be? I don't know. Well, one thing's for sure. Alita wore slippers. We have her footprint in the slippers, and we know the slippers were there at the park. And more than that, they also stepped on the spilled paint at the scene of the crime, so... what the hell's that? The story with that? Huh. We have a lot of evidence, but it's not going to be easy to tie this to her. That is the challenge here. Anyway, I continue to not be a fan of how the bracelet works. I'm pretty sure this recent use of it is an indication that, yeah, indeed, the bracelet will only be relevant when it can actually be used. Like, I get it. It would be a bit ridiculous and absurd if you could look at literally every sentence under scrutiny. That would just waste the player's time so much. I get it. I just wish it wasn't the case. Anyway, I suppose that's all I have to say, so... I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.